Hello everyone, and welcome on a Storytime with Queen of Dragons podcast. Since the Day of All Lovers is slowly approaching us, today's topic is going to be roses, the queens of all the flowers, which are gifted a lot on Valentine's Day and not only. But he who does not grasp the thorn should never crave the rose, was written by Anne Bronte. But how did other people throughout history and different cultures have perceived this beautiful flower? Ancient Greeks saw rose as I do myself, as the queen of all the flowers. They believed it to be created by the goddess of all flowers, Chloris. She created rose from the dead body of a nymph she found in the forest, and goddess Aphrodite gave rose her beauty, and god Dionysus gave her a beautiful fragrance. There are a few other myths involving Aphrodite and rose. In one of them, a white rose sprang forth during the birth of Aphrodite, or Venus if you're looking into Roman mythology. In the other one, the lover of Aphrodite, named Adonis, was out hunting, but god Ares, who also liked Aphrodite, had sent a wild boar after Adonis due to his jealousy. But the goddess found out about his intentions and rushed to save her lover, and, whilst running to his rescue, scratched herself on a rose bush, splashing blood on the petals, turning the blossoms red. This is how first red roses appeared. Ancient Romans, when telling someone a confidential information, used to put a rose on a door on a room where these confidential matters were being discussed. Sub rosa was a Latin expression meaning under the rose, and this term was used for this practice. Ancient Egyptians believed that rose held magical properties, and it represented the goddess Isis. Later in history, a practice called floriography of language of flowers became very popular. It was a cryptological communication through a use of arrangement of flowers, and I will give you some examples in a moment. The roots of floriography are found in Ottoman Empire, but it became very popular in Britain during Victorian era, and in France it was highly practiced from around 1810 until 1850. Red roses symbolize the intensity of romantic love, pink roses implied a lesser affection, white roses suggested virtue and chastity, and yellow roses stood for friendship. Also in heraldry, a rose is commonly used symbol. It can be used both as a charge or on coat of arms, or by itself as a heraldic badge. Heraldic roses are the most common in the English history. Almost everyone's heard about Wars of the Roses, a series of English civil wars for the control of throne of England between the royal house of the Plantagenet and the house of Lancaster. One side had a white rose on their heraldic badge and the other side a red one, and the House of Tudor, who came to power after the Wars of the Roses, used the combination of their two roses. It was a 10-petaled Tudor double rose, which is always depicted as white on red. There are also a lot of superstitions regarding rose. It is said that sometimes roses are planted near someone's grave to protect their soul from evil spirits. This is why ancient Romans planted rose bushes on top of graves. Throwing rose leaves into fire is believed to bring good luck. Seeing white rose bloom in autumn signifies an early marriage. An old German superstition says that a rose flower is a key to unlock fairy castles. And beware if you're holding a rose and its petals fall off, as it is a death omen. If you're struggling to choose a lover, and this goes for both men and women, then roses can help also. Just pick up as many rose leaves as there are choices, name each of them after a lover, and place them all in water. The first leaf to sink is the lover you should choose. I hope you found today's podcast useful and learned something new today. Thank you for listening. Please give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the Storytime with Queen of Dragons series, and I will make sure to create more. And subscribe to us if you haven't yet, as it really means a lot. Until next time!